What's up, guys? Travis Peters here. Have you been tithing? Have you been giving? Have you been sowing? And it's like, man, I'm tithing. But why isn't it working? Travis, I've watched your other videos on tithing, which you guys know from Believer in. I have a lot of videos on them. Go watch them. Go listen to them. Podcasts on them, lessons on them, all the things, right? Go consume that. But you might be saying, Travis, I've been tithing, but it's not working. What's happening? And look, I get it. That's why I made this video. I've been there too. I've had those thoughts. The enemy's always going to throw thoughts like that at you because you got to remember, his plan is to get you, like at its core and in its simplest form, his plan is to try to get your belief system off. He hates that you're tithing. He hates that you're trusting God with your money. He hates that you're giving God permission to work in your finances. He hates that you're breaking the spirit of mammon off your money. You're breaking greed off your money. You're breaking guilt off your money by tithing. He hates that. Plus, as you know, you're activating all the benefits and the perks and the rights of being a tither, which is the windows of heaven are now open above your life, pouring out a blessing far beyond your needs. The Message translation says far beyond your wildest dreams. The other translations, most of them say he's pouring out a blessing far greater than you can contain. And I literally had this thought this morning. I was kind of writing down in my iPad all the different things I can work on in my business that can make me more money. This would make me more money. If I launched this, it'd make me more money. If I redid this and repackaged it, it'd make me more money. And I had 5, 6, 7 things. And I'm like, I need help. Like I need team. I need more team anyway to help me execute these things. It's greater than I can contain. This opportunity, there's too much opportunity. I can't contain it all. Right? That's what it's talking about. Oh, the windows of heaven are open above my life. I tithe. I give. I sow. I reap. I have harvest coming in. And that's what happens when you tithe. So of course, you're becoming like this unstoppable force against the darkness of wealth and prosperity and peace and joy and abundance and blessing to others, dispensing good to others. And the devil's like, I want him to stop. I want her to stop. This is getting dangerous to me. So he's going to try to talk you out of it. Now, I'm tithing. Why isn't it working? So first I want to ask, why are you saying it's not working? Is it because you got an unexpected bill in the mail? And now all of a sudden it's like, gosh, all my savings are gone. I thought I was protected from that stuff. Well, you got to look at it a couple ways. I'm telling you, I get it. Like I've had all these thoughts myself. There's been many times where I'm getting ahead, getting money saved up, and then an air conditioner breaks. So you've got two options at this point. I remember this exact same thing happened. Air conditioner broke. It was going to cost $3,000. Needed a brand new one. It was kind of weird because the house was kind of new. I thought it was too new for this to happen. So what you got to do is choose to be grateful. Don't go negative, right? Going negative is like, gosh, why isn't this working? God, you said I would never have any problems again if I tithed. No. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but be of good cheer. Jesus already overcame it. God delivered us from it. We're all good. Then I look at it like, well, at least I had the money. God, you actually supplied for this. You foresaw this. I had the money. I was able to get the money. You supplied for this need. Thank you. I'd like to get ahead. Let's keep focusing on increase and getting ahead. But really, I appreciate you taking care of this financial need. Thank you, sir. Right? That's a place of gratitude, a position of thankfulness, not of, why isn't it working? You said this. God, why? Second thing I want you to look at is basically when it comes to any promise of God, I don't ever want to say, God, why isn't it working? Because these promises require faith or belief or trust or confidence. It requires those elements in order to work. So if I say, God, why isn't it working? I'm subconsciously saying, God, I don't believe it's working, which means, God, I don't have faith in this, which means, God, I don't have trust in what you said, which means, God, I don't have confidence in what you said. God, I can't rely on what you said. And if that's your true core belief, nothing in here is going to work, including, literally that's what's required for salvation. It's what's required for your healing. It's what's required for your financial abundance and provision. All those things require faith to work and to operate. So I'm not going to let that come out of my mouth. I removed that from my vocabulary probably decades ago at this point. I no longer say, God, why isn't it working? God, why am I not blessed? No, no, no. Take that out. That means you believe you're not. Instead of believing, you are. Believing what God said in his word. Now, point number 3, and in Malachi 3:10, or Malachi 3:8 is where it starts really teaching about tithing. Okay? And it goes down to say, I've read this in many other of my videos, but it's talking about you're cursed, not from God, but just because you're under the world's curse. God didn't curse you, but he said you've withheld tithes and offerings. I can't open the windows of heaven above your life. I want to, but I can't. You've tied my hands. Goes on to say, if you bring all the tithes, the first tenth of your income, into his storehouse, so that his priests and his holy people, like pastors today, right? If they're people, the church has supply and provision because you brought it to me. He said, man, if you do that, I promise, test me, prove me. I will open the windows of heaven for you and pour you out a blessing so great you cannot contain. Your crops will be abundant because I'll rebuke the devourer for your sake. And then it goes on to say, the nations will see you, call you happy and blessed, for you will have a land of delight. And then, verse 13, he says this, but your words have been stout against me. Or in other translations, your words have been strong against me. And the people say, what do you mean? What? And it goes on. This is so interesting because people say this today. It says, you've said it's useless to serve God. How does it profit us if we keep all his commands, we walk around all sad and gloomy like we're doing this big thing for God, yet evil people are prospering? What's the point? How many times have we thought that? And he's saying here, don't take that route. Don't take that approach. It goes on to say that the people wrote a book of remembrance for all the people who continued to honor God versus all the people who said those strong words against him. Though those people who continued to honor God, we wrote their names in a book of remembrance. And then God says he saw that and said, those will be my people. Those are my peculiar, set apart, special ones. Go read the stuff for yourself. Malachi 3:8 verses 3. Just read the rest of Malachi 3:8 on, and you'll see a lot of this stuff. This is that approach and that perspective, that mindset, that heart set you need to get in you. Your tithing is working. Just because obstacles come up or the enemy tries to rear his ugly head, throw the kitchen sink at you, it's like, yeah, of course he is. You're doing great stuff for the kingdom now. You're doing big stuff. He's trying to get you to quit. He would love if he talked you out of tithing. There are people who try to talk me out of tithing all the time, but sometimes I know them personally, sometimes I don't. But the ones I know personally, I'm like, dude, how could you talk? Like, what I want to say is, look at the fruit my life is producing and look at the fruit your life is producing. Because anybody who's ever confronted me about tithing and saying why it's not for today and saying that I shouldn't do it, does not have the fruit in their life that I have, doesn't have the peace in their life that I have, doesn't have the time or financial freedom that I have, doesn't have the marriage that I have, doesn't have the family life that I have, the amazing kids who are sweet and obedient and love God. They don't have that. I'm looking at their life and I'm like, how could you believe your way is right? Look at the fruit it's producing. And then look at the fruit my life's producing. I'm not bragging on myself. I'm bragging on God. I just did what he said and I got the results he said I'd get. Man, the life of a tither is a wonderful one. Man, it keeps you protected. It keeps the windows of heaven open above your life. So you never have to worry about the economy. It's like you're in God's economy. The opportunities pour out on you now. The favor that comes with this life, when you just keep God's house and God's people hooked up and supplied with 10% of your money, shows mammon, the spirit that's on money, that greed has no grip on you. Fear of financial ruin has no grip on you. The fear of running out has no grip on you. Instead, I just honor God with the money that he brings me anyway. He's the source. I give him credit for my businesses and my business ideas and the sales and all the stuff that comes in. It's like, God, thank you for this. This is all from you. I will gladly give you 10%. I'll give you more than 10%. I'll gladly give you 10%, especially when it unlocks all those blessings laid out in Malachi 3:10, 11, and 12. So to sum up, let's remove God, why isn't it working? We're going to take that out. And instead, if an obstacle comes up or the enemy tries to do something to you or gets you off course, you say this. You change your stance and you say, no, it is working. I am a tither. I claim my tithing rights. Enemy that devours rebuked off my stuff. It's rebuked off my life. And people call my land a delight. There's more opportunity coming. The windows of heaven are open, pouring out blessing on me far beyond my needs, far beyond what I can contain, and far beyond my wildest dreams. It is working. God, I thank you for the rights and the privileges and the benefits and the perks that come with being a tither. That's what you do now. You take that stand of faith, you hold fast to your confession, and you say, this works. This is working. God, I thank you that it's working. Devil, take your hands off my stuff. You can't mess with me because I'm a tither. All right, I love you guys. I hope this one helped you today. Share it with anybody you know who needs to hear it. Maybe they've struggled with the same thoughts. Why isn't I'm tithing? Why is it not working? Share this with them. Make sure you like and subscribe to my things. If it's blessed you, I'd appreciate you. Just leave me a comment below. Let's help some people. Let's push this out to more people so that we can continue to help Christians live a life of increase. If you want to learn more about my programs, you can head over to theincreasemethod.com. I have lots of step-by-step frameworks, formulas, and methods for living the increased life. And I want you there. I want you to win. I love you. I'll see you in the next one.